great demo on how to repair laser printer. You know, that's interesting. You know, so many videos out there of, you know, I mean, you obviously don't work in the industry. You're not affiliated with any of the companies that make laser printers. So you know, so obviously the terminology you've used, you've had to sort of make ad hoc terms because you've never worked in the industry. I mean, that's silly the way we haven't worked in the industry. You haven't worked in the industry. It's not your fault, but you are one of many amateur technicians, and you know you want. You know, this really, it's the industry culture that's done this. You call yourself a poverty lab? Well, people who are affiliated with trying to make a better planet, trying to help make better machine design, are not given a chance to make a difference. So I put my thumbs up to your video because I see beyond what the average person sees. You know, what the hell are these big companies doing excluding us from the copier printer industry? What the hell are they doing? Well, because they don't like anything that threatens their monetary gain. They don't like anything new and innovative. It does not just, it's not just restricted to this game, it's restricted, it covers everything. It covers whatever you use, your desktop, your phone, your tablet. It affects the cars you drive, but then you may not even have a car. Most people who are in the geek game, nothing to be ashamed of being a geek, many of us don't have a car. We can't afford a car. Well, what else don't we have? We don't have housing. We have to put our little butts in places where we shouldn't. Many of us have to stay at parents' houses. Many of us have to live in housing department squalors or some other kind of substandard living. You know, I really want to see you work in a job that gives you meaning. No more, you know, how many of these amateur technicians have I seen on YouTube? How many are there out there? There's a whole galaxy out there. Now, if I could do it, I could link you all together and get you guys communicating and somehow, you know, but I'm just one person. You know, because you know, there's other people who are more, who try to fix up the inkjet printer problem, because inkjet printers are actually causing such bad pollution because they're throwaway devices. And what they are is that the print cartridges actually cost less, they cost less to replace than the actual, I just got to think. So you buy a cheap printer from a chain, like a chain, like you could say in Australia it's Officeworks, the big commercial chains. And then what you do, and I think Walmart or something, if it's America, I don't know, don't come from America. So you buy one and you pay like, I think in Australia dollars you might pay $40. It sounds like a great deal. But then the cartridges run out and it costs more to replace the cartridges than to replace the unit. And what happens to the unit? Well, it gets thrown away. I know of somebody who gets them regularly in the rubbish can, you know, electronic waste. They don't care. So the people who run the industries, my specialty is the copier industry, but I know that people online have been griping about other areas of inquiry, like, you know, it's to do with the big dollar, the dollar signs. We've got innovators who just don't know what to do. We've got startups which people try to start up when they can't get into a company. We've got a really good product that's made some kind of inroads into the tech industry. You've ever heard of Google Glass? Those high-tech glasses where, you know, you can, anyway, it's a new form of computing and it's actually starting to make some kind of impact. But this But the thing is, we do not have any kind of respect for any kind of innovative drive. You don't, if Bill Gates lived in this day and age, Bill Gates would not have been looked at. If Stephen Jobs was living in this day and age, he would not have been looked at. If Albert Einstein was trying to put his theories across in this day and age, he'd have raspberries blown in his face. We've got a dumbing down of this world, and no one seems to be able to solve the problem. And global warming is another area that has gone into tipping point. I've been watching a lot of videos about, university type videos about global warming. Now they want to make a difference. They are having the same beef that I'm expressing to you now. Now, I mean, the amount of time I have to video response every video about the copier printer amateur demos that I see, that I admire, I have no time for that. No time. It means I'm just one person now. That is ridiculous, and it extends, as I said, to automotive industry, because anything that uses, we do not need all this plastic. This remote control, if it was thrown in the rubbish can, it's only a small object. That is enough to kill. That gets into the waterways. It's been documented. So about less than 10 or maybe 20% of electronic waste is being properly recycled, and that's it beyond tipping point. Now, the kind of people I am going to implicate. Now, the thing is, we are not going to talk to them directly and start hurling abuse at them, because antagonism does not win votes. It does not win anything, but I am still very angry and very cross with the way they have treated us. They call us geeks, they call us nerds, they call us dorks, they call us lazy, they call us bludgers. They say we play Xboxes. I don't personally play Xbox, but I know that most geeks play Xbox and other games. Now, games are very good for the brain, because when you don't have a job, when you don't have any kind of social contact, most geeks do not have their husbands and wives. They've been coerced into a mindset. They've been told that they're no good. They suck. So how the hell are we supposed to pull ourselves up? Well, don't worry about me, because I know that I am not stupid. I am not foolish. I want to help. I will find my way. So I am going to say that I'm going to put faith in myself and say that I'm not going to let those fools determine my future. And I'm going to try and impose that onto people who cannot say, they cannot talk, they're too scared to speak up against the status quo. They are too scared they're going to get pinged with nasty comments and nasty bullets. Bullying and nasty speech stop people from dreaming. They stop people from imagining. They take a mind that's so childlike and kind and turn it into a nasty mind that instead of building things, they break things. Because what can they give then? You got no money, you got no job, you got no social status, you haven't got a wife or a husband if you're a woman. Well, what do you have to give then? You got no love. That's the thing you have not received. No love and no job equals, well, what have I got to give you, world? Foul language. And I don't understand why people are so mean to nice people, because I know nerds and geeks are very nice people at heart. Most of them have Asperger's syndrome, and I will not allow any more of this to happen to you guys. Back in the 90s, we had something good going down. You would have had a job in the copier printer trade if you were living in the early 90s. The industry has become a money-driven den of thieves, and it's the truth of everything in this world. So, I don't know what to say. It exasperates me to the nth degree, because many of us are on disability pensions, many of us do jobs in supermarkets. I don't understand why they have to listen to this, but I'm going to try and employ any method to help because I reckon we can build a self-guided photocopier, right? Anyone who tells me that it cannot be done, well, they're going to basically, well, I'm going to switch them off. I'm not going to listen to anybody because, you know, if people say it can't be done and, you know, things can be done, right? Because the only, you know, people who control the world are the people who've got the IQ of 90 and 110. They are selfish. But we do not accuse them to their faces because, as I said, we cannot occupy Wall Street. But I'm just geeing you guys up. I'm treating this as a call to arms that we have got a planet in trouble. If people designed equipment that lasted, you know, if it actually lasted, so if a computer lasts, say, I don't know, because people are just turning gadgets over. You buy a phone, right? Now, and if the phone lasts only 2 years, in the bin it goes. Right, the people here do not know how to dispose of rubbish properly. Right, so we're going to divert away from the copier industry and we're going to talk about related fields, such as recycling facilities. Right, so when you walk on a university campus, you notice that the recycling facilities are superior. You've got commingled recycling. So you put all your stuff in the rubbish. Well, it varies, but it is done properly, a better way. And the people who care about recycling, who are passionate about recycling, who don't treat it like a homework job, like the copier industry, will go and pick through the rubbish and make sure every kind of garbage is separated. And then it gets properly recycled. But really, you don't want to use too much garbage. You want to, you know, refuse, whatever, stuff it. I won't go into that. So then what happens? We have suburban-style recycling facilities. Rubbish! You know, absolute crap. You know, the total con job. This machine's freezing my image. Isn't that weird? I don't know if this... Oh, shit. So basically, you know, that thing just suspended itself. Whoa, crack. Anyway, so basically, yeah, this computer's getting a bit glitchy. It's copying a big hammering of data. I mean, anyway, so basically, a suburban recycling facility is a very different story. Well, when you walk into a shopping mall or a shopping centre, you usually don't find any. So you've got if you love to look after the planet, and you've got a couple of plastic containers like, you know, your PET bottles, like something like this, and you want to do the right thing, forget about doing the right thing in the 1980s, we're talking recycling, you don't know where to put it. You think, oh, come on, what do I do with this thing? Oh, fudge. I'll either conform to these suburbanite rubbish, or I'll have to clog up my bag and put it away and find another time to dispose of it. Foolishness. Oh shit, I've got to be careful with my power board. Expensive thing. Alright, so basically, they don't think. And also, when you're talking recycling facilities out there on the street, they don't know what they're doing. They throw things into the bin, and they shouldn't throw them into the bin. They throw out things that the poor people can have. You know, coat hangers. How many bloody coat hangers have I pulled out of bins? You know, perfectly good for poor people. You know, those wider ones. Now, why? You know, another thing to note also is, even when we have got disposal places like, you know, you send, you know, the stuff that goes to the rubbish tip, they can pick through it. But the problem is, what do they do with it? Half the time they don't want money for the stuff that is rubbish. Why do they need money to, you know, why can't they just give it away for nothing? Everything's money, 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 money. Money, 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 and nastiness. Now we've got a global financial. We got wars breaking out. Do we have a nice, happy world? These people blame technology for the fall. Well, I'm so sorry, but they are running our industries. I call it our industry. We don't call it theirs. They've stolen it. They win. Okay, we put up the white flag and we wave it in a sense of indignity, but oh well. But there is another solution. We have got people who are interested in creating their own cities, right? Silicon Valley type arrangements. That's the only way that they're going to solve this problem. And you know, and I don't even know this tipping point of the environment. This tipping point, everything's over tipping point. You know, it sickens me. But what can we do? You know, The gaming industry is another one I've heard whinges about, and whinging for a good reason. I'm not talking about, so people were talking about gaming, but anyway, we'll digress. We'll call that quits, right? We're just talking mainly about what you're doing, showing how to repair a laser printer. You can make, I know there's enough of you guys, if you guys could learn how, and we're all scattered around the world, around the cities, so if we have the ability and we have the technology to build a self-guided photocopier, but it's like, because we're a threat to the monetary system, we know we can't walk into a company anymore and get a job. But why do we want to work with those guys? They're a bunch of unreasonable prats. It'd be better just to take the whole industry, let them destroy their industry and let us build our own copy of and a better one. Because I know I've got a contact that wanted to build a self-guided photocopier 20 years ago. But basically, this stupid foolishness got in the way. And you want to know who else is to blame for this too, and they should be helping the poor and help make the planet better? The church. They demonise technology and people are into it. Okay? Enough said. Okay, but thanks. But keep your mind open to the possibilities, because we've got no choice. Right? The only way is up. But we've got no choice. You read up on the man who invented the xerographic process that powers that laser printer, Chester Carlson. It wasn't easy for him to build his photocopier, and he went through similar situations to us too. So read up on him, because that was a junkyard aesthetic too. That prototype was not born in a commercial lab. It was born through the junk pile. It was born through poverty, right? But the problem is Xerox have lost their vision and they've become plastic and horrible. And I forecast that they are going to go into life support. And another company who's only slightly better is going to pull them out and rescue them, and then Xerox will gobble them up, consume them, and that's how the industry works, takeovers. But the quality of a long-range forecast is determined by when it happens and if it happens. Keep yourself going.